Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Please let me know if you can hear me in the chat. I am sorry that I am late. I saw some players in the social media yesterday that I wasn't 100% sure on whether or not they were still on the team. And so I had to hurry up and add those particular um, student athletes to my slides because I didn't want to leave anybody out. I didn't want nobody's mama coming at me um, in my inbox saying that I missed out on her son or their son. So I apologize for being late. Today, I just wanted to go over who we have on the team and basically go over a mock formation that I think we will see in tomorrow's spring game. So let me go ahead and pull that up. Thank you for y'all patience while I pull this up. Let's see. All right. Sorry, y'all. It wouldn't let me download it because it's too big. So let's go ahead and take a look. Let me see what you see. Let me know if you're able to see this slide. I usually am able to upload it. All right, there we go. There we go. Got it. All right. So okay. Thank you, Miss Gina. So Jackson State is definitely going to be implementing a 4-3-4 defense. And the reason why I say that is because if you listen to Coach TC Taylor's interview that he had regarding the spring football game, he indicated that there are 4 players that are going to be on that defensive line. So that means that the main defense that we're probably going to see is the 4-3-4. And what that entails is 2 defensive tackles, 2 defensive ends. And then you're going to have the linebackers. I got a little hint that that middle player is going to be a nickelback, which will be more than likely AJ Petty for the spring game. Now, these are just mocks, so that doesn't mean that this is what is set in stone. This is just what I feel like the defense will be. And I also think that this defense will work well in the SWAC, and it'll give a chance for all of the players to perform and shine on that defensive end. Of course, you know, we have different players that'll be able to sack the quarterback. If it's the run game, they're able to make a stop. So why the 4-3 defense? It's great for blitzing. It's effective against the passing and the running game. The linebackers are able to start on the line and make adjustments based on how the offense sets. It's a great defense for Jackson State to use, especially in the SWAC. We've seen that there are a couple of teams, Alcorn and Grambling, who are very run heavy. Maybe because of their quarterback play, it might change this season. If they have a better quarterback who can throw better, then we might see some more passing. But for the most part, they are a run first type of offense. So this is not set in stone. This is just what I placed together. And these are current players on the team and their different positions. And it says Bradley is notorious for running multiple fronts, which is something that's important because it's allowed you to match. You know what, Blue? You can come on this show and, you can come and give your little 2 cents too if you would like. But that's one thing that Alcorn was able to do which is the 4-3 or switching to the 5-2. It just depends on how you want to go. And I'm really excited to see how the defensive coordinator is going to implement his defense. But I wanted to show you guys, because there's a lot of talk in the SWAC. Jackson State, they lost this. Jackson State, they lost that. And for me, I'm like, I don't see when people say that we lost so much and it's not going to be it's going to be closer this year. We don't have as much talent. And I'm just like, I don't know what y'all are seeing, because when I tell you the defense and the offense are stacked like library books, stacked. Whatever we lost in the portal, we were able to replace it. I know one of the big gets that we got was Isaias Guthrie. He's all MEAC, all American. And that was a huge get for us. Even though that we lost Herman Smith and Cameron Simon Craig, we still have Isaias Guthrie. We still have Jalen Hughes, K5 Wiggins, and Coach was talking about Keedron Culligan in one of his pressers. So that's why I put him up here, because he said that he was doing really well in spring practice. So it'll be interesting to see if he plays that position. Okay. And then we have Antonio Doyle, Niles Gaddy, Devontae Davis, Jeremiah Williams. And these are not even all the players. I have more slides with who else we have as far as depth. And I wanted to quickly show you guys AJ Petty. I'm going to show you one of his clips where he is basically at the nickelback position, and why it is so important to give everybody on this team respect. Outside of the people who are graduating or have decided to go into the transfer portal, True Thompson, I thought he was on the offensive line, Mario, but we'll talk about that in just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and show you. Let me rewind it. So this is that right there, that's AJ Petty. And he's basically playing in that same position that I showed you. So when the defensive line, when the offense is able to get past them, you have your secondary to pick it up. So this is AJ. You see he immediately tackles the wide receiver or running back who was trying to get that catch, and it was denied. It says, I don't know, Williams is the highest rated player returning. Who cares? They haven't played a game yet, so you don't know what they can do. Leonard, it's just called a mock formation. It's the same thing as when people do mock drafts. Okay. Well, I got True on here, but he's on the wrong slide. Anyway, so that's I'm taking off grade. So 4-star, 3-star. The main point of this show is to let everybody know that Jackson State is still light years ahead of everybody in the SWAC. Period. Like, it's not even close. See, you're thinking because they didn't start on Coach Prime's team that they must not have been good enough. But the reality is Jackson State had so much depth. And then there was just some players who never saw the field. That who is going to argue that Malachi Wideman was not the automatic wide receiver one coming into last year? Yeah, and I appreciate that. Please help me. I put together the slides. Y'all go ahead and help out. If y'all want to come join the stream so that you can talk about it too, you can. Let's go on to the next one. Let's go look at 5-2. The 5-2 defense. 5-2-4. It says the only thing I would possibly change is Webb over Doyle, but I heard Webb has to get back in football shape, so he may break out by week 2-3. And that's another thing. All of these are interchangeable. I do have Webb, like his picture on a later slide, but that is why it's so important for people to realize that Jackson State has so many key players, and all of them have the chance to become breakout stars this season. Just because some of our starters have either graduated or decided to move on, that does not mean that Jackson State is not still obviously way ahead of the game. They have several options on the D-line. Yes. I mean, it's interchangeable. You can pick any 5 and just switch them out any given day. And you know what? That's not even just at the D-line. That's at the safety, at the linebacker, at the wide receiver position. I have Arrington is hurt right now, but he'll get a lot of playing time at linebacker. So the depth is still there. Of course, we're seeing that, there's a lot of options. And that's always good to have. Options. Options are always good to have. Let's go to linebacker update. So, of course, Javarian Jenkins and Alan Walker. Those were 2 mid-season. They were commits in the spring, and they started in the spring. So they've already been at spring practice. So we might get to see them in action at the spring game. We also had Chase Ward, who committed, and he will be here probably for fall practice. Noah Bouye, linebacker, and he is coming in the fall. Jamon McNeil, he just committed last week. He's from Lackawanna College. So it says depth is not the problem. We have so many players not even on campus yet and adding more as we speak. I mean, it really isn't the problem. Depth isn't. I actually don't think there is any problem. I'm just showing everybody else that there's not, that we don't have a problem. And Blue Blood said that he's predicting that JSU brings in another Mike linebacker once the portal opens up tomorrow. Interesting. So the Mike, an inside linebacker, he must be big. Probably somebody that's 220, 225. So listen, we still have, and this is why I was late to the slide, because I actually was able to see some of these players in on social media at the Duke Deuce or Deuce Deuce at his particular party, or the little Under Armour activation that they had. I was able to see some of these players and I was like, oh my gosh, I could not do a live and forget somebody's child, because they will be in my inbox. So we have Julius Reynolds. His nickname is Juice. Zion Walker, Khalil Arrington, Jackson Berry, Philip Webb. Now, Philip Webb, that's that 4-star coming out of LSU. Like I said, and a lot of these players, they were already on the team. So Julius Reynolds, Zion Walker, Khalil Arrington. I want to also say Jackson Berry. All 4 of these players were already on Jackson State's team. Duke Deuce. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so they were already on our team. So it's not a matter of meshing well. They were already here. So they already know, what's up. There's a continuation of some of the defense that Jackson State had last year. They're going to continue it. Why? Because they were the number 1 defense in the FCS. So when we talk about that switch over, the defense was so dominant last year. I don't feel like Coach Bradley would necessarily change it. I think he would put his spin on it. But as far as like for us, the game that I would say that we struggled with defensively, what comment in the chat, what do you think those were? The games that we struggled. So of course we're going to say the Celebration Bowl. It didn't, based on the numbers that both teams had, it looked like the defenses on both teams were struggling. That was a high scoring game. So I would say the Celebration Bowl. Alcorn, we had some drop-offs. I think that might have been the game where Shador got a concussion. But Gremlin in the first half. Okay. So I also think that instead of doing man coverage, you're going to get a little bit more spread, not necessarily man-to-man. Man-to-man, it works, but I would definitely like to see a difference in that part, that aspect. And it's also, we need to note that TC Taylor, even though he is from Jackson State, that he's actually coached in the MEAC. And Coach Bradley as well. A lot of these different coaches, they have also, not only have they coached in other places, they've also coached in the MEAC. So they know what that defensive line and offensive line, they know what it has to look like. And that's what people keep on shouting about it. So at the Celebration Bowl, we lost. Big Country did not play because he was gone. Katron Evans did not play. He was gone. Gaddy was there, but they did not put him in. So to that point, we didn't have the freshness that we usually have in the games, because usually we're able to just switch them out. Man-to-man works if we're getting a rush up front, which most of the time we did. At times it broke down. I don't know why people are stressing out about the defense. JSU has more question marks on the offensive side of the ball. In my opinion, defense will be fine. Well, here's the thing. If defense is wrapped up, how y'all going to score? How are you going to score? If you can't score, you can't win. So now let's go over the offense. Now, all I have right now is the offensive line, because the wide receiver room is so crazy. That's going to probably take about 2 to 3 days just to put the wide receiver room together. Which I have those players. I thought True Thompson was on the offense, actually, but okay. He on the defense. So, yeah, the wide receiver room is so crazy. Like, no disrespect to Mr. Gaines. He just recently announced that he was going into the portal. But there were so many wide receivers in the room. That is crazy. It's just crazy. So I'll be going over that probably sometime next week. But here is one of the biggest question marks that everybody keeps talking about, which is the offensive line. So, offensively, on the offensive line, we lost Zach Bro. That was our center. Who else did we lose? Zach Bro. Jasper Freeze. He entered into the transfer portal. Tyler Brown, as you know, he's at Colorado. These are I want to say grad transfers, excuse me. So I named Tyler Brown, Jasper Freeze, Zach Bro, and of course Riggins is no longer on there. Riggins, he was supposed to play on the offensive line. He's no longer there. And Willis Patrick, who now is at TCU. So what Jackson State has been able to do the second year going in was, even though that offensive line for Shedeur was seen as lackluster, we were still able to run the SWAC with a lackluster offensive line. You know, they had some issues with some of the offensive line on that team. Boom, we go into the next year. Much better offensive line, but they still said, you know, there's some things going on with the offensive line. Still ran the SWAC. Too early to call it. Only in the spring. Things can change. I'm just going to do another public service announcement for everybody. This is called mock formations. What that means is we are going over what Jackson State currently has, and based off of what I'm telling you that we have, basically what I'm saying is there will be no drop off. And we're just going to go over the defensive line, the offensive line, and that's about it. So, Quay Davis. These are some of the spring commits that we have. Now, some of these players are enrolled right now as we speak. But on the slides, they might just say committed. So Quay Davis, Christian Walker, DeAndre Towns Blue, Josiah Roa. Now, Josiah Roa is currently enrolled, and he is going to be the center, from what I understand. Possibly, Josiah Roa is at center. Let's go to the next one. This is our who's returning. These are the returning offensive linemen that we have. Now, I just was notified that True Thompson is not on the offensive line. He is on the defensive line. Let me go to True's page. Oh, there he is. So True is on the defensive line, so he's not on the offensive line. Which True, he had suffered an injury, and so that's why we didn't see a lot of him. But he should be ready to go. He's been on the team, and he had an injury, and so he never got any play time. So, and we got Doc in the building. Hey, Doc, what's up?
Ain't nothing. I'm here hanging out at work, but I'm good enough to talk some football with you.
Okay, great. So, we have the offensive line, the returning offensive line.
That's
Debo
right.
Hayes, Kirk Ford,
Mm-hmm.
Evan Henry,
Correct.
and Deontay Graham. We don't. True Thompson, I guess, is on the defense. So,
Yeah, he's on defense. He's a defensive tackle.
well, that's even better. Put him back over there on the defense. That's even more deadly. So of course, what all coaches want to see is they want to see progression. They want to see that you are taking those steps to become a better player. And I'm confident that Evan Henry will do that.
And it's crazy though. Just think about this. I understand we got the people that's returning, but like you said, the ones that started last season that departed from the program. Willis Patrick, he's on the national runner-up TCU Corn Frogs, and looked like he's supposed to be projected as a starter coming up in the fall. Then you got Tyler Brown, who's at Colorado, who's pretty much almost basically better than most of the players that's not named Shador and Travis that's on that squad. So like just think about it. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of put that in perspective and where 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 that's coming from right there. But as far as with the depth as far as the offensive line, I understand it's going to be shaky at first because we don't have everybody there. But once the summer and the fall comes, then you'll see that depth. Clearly, they'll get the 2 deep, maybe 3 deep roster for the offensive line. You'll see a lot more in change.
Well, we have I don't know if anybody had a chance to watch Jay Lightsey's live on Jackson King, but he's going to be on the offensive line. And
So,
he basically said, you know what? I don't even have to have an offer. I have a full ride academic scholarship from the College of Engineering at Jackson State. And
I
so
mean,
we have
there's
O
something wrong
line
with that.
coming out the woodwork.
My man said, bump all that.
So D'Lo said, "Does JSU not have the athletes to do what they did last year, or is the new DC changing just for the heck of it?" So it's not. I don't really know what he means by changing. That's what happens every year. Even when you win a Super Bowl, you're going to see players get switched up, not re-signed, go other places. Even after winning a Super Bowl, they don't keep everybody.
That's true.
So, someone did bring up Maximus Gibbs. I haven't seen him, so I didn't put him on there. If I did not see you with my own two eyes, if I didn't see you in recent films, see you uploading practice squad pictures, see you in the vicinity of um any of the recent photos in the last week and a half, I
Hmm.
did not put you on there. Just because I don't need to put somebody on there that I saw on a video and then tomorrow y'all enter the transfer portal. And
Uh,
D'Lo, you are correct. This is not the SWAC. Or excuse me, this is not the NFL. It is the SWAC. But if you're wanting for some of your kids to go to the NFL, then you have to treat it like as such, which means you're trying to win it the whole thing every year. So that
but
means
that,
whatever adjustments need to be made, if there are certain players who, maybe they are offered half a scholarship and they don't want to take it, they want to go ahead and look at their other options. You have to understand that when you go from one coaching to another, everybody has a different style of coaching. Everybody has a different style that they run, different plays that they run. Some coaches like to play man, some like spread, whatever they like to do, they're going to fill the roster with players that meet that requirement.
yeah,
They talked
but
about Big Max doing good on Ken's show last night, so I guess he's good. Okay, that is good to hear. I do have Max on another slide, but I didn't actually see Mr. Maximus Gibbs. But so that him or anybody else don't come on my live talking crazy, I'm getting ready to pull up that picture because I do have him on my slides. And what about Charles? Is it Goodell? Goodell's nephew. Is he still on the team? I haven't seen him.
Charlton Goodell, he's still on the team.
Wait. So let me pull this up because I have him. I have all of these players already on here. I already have them on here. I just don't. I didn't want to put anybody up that wasn't supposed to be up. So let's see. Can y'all see that?
Yeah, well, I can see it. Anybody else can see it?
You see Maximus Gibbs at the bottom. He is a transfer from USC.
Yeah.
And he actually came from the same school as Tavion Beasley. Tavion Beasley graduated from St. John's Bosco. And yeah. But we have a lot. So Shamar Allen, Cameron James, Josiah Roa, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was 6 offensive linemen right there alone that were committed in the last recruiting cycle. They went like when I say they were definitely recruiting at the offensive line, you could tell that the coaches knew that there were certain changes that needed to be made in order to win. Uh, if we're saying Celebration Bowl is where we're trying to go, they definitely knew, and so that's why they made those types of adjustments. So Jackson King, he recently committed as of a week and a half ago or last week. Dequarius White, he committed during signing day. Shamar Allen. Everybody needs to take note at the amount of talent that is being pulled from these Mississippi community colleges. Um, Coach TC Taylor, he was a coach back in the day at the community college. And so when we talk about coaching trees and being able to pull from what you have, that's an example of pulling. He worked at Kahoma Community College as a QB wide receiver coach and offensive coordinator from I think 2005 to 2011. So you're going to see him being able to pull those players pretty easily. Special teams. Let's talk about special teams. Let me see. Because it didn't change. Are you able to see the special teams? There
Yes.
we go. Yeah, there it go right there. All right, so our special teams, some people had a question mark about that. So I don't know if you have been able to watch Luke Jackson and his kicking, but he's not kicking. They making him kick from 40 yards and back.
Oh
He's
yeah.
not getting he doesn't get to kick like right up there at the front. Nope. 40 and back.
So,
And
but so
go
with that, so what basically what that is that it's a strategy that they use as far as when it comes to field goal kicking. So let's just say G Baby don't have he has a strong leg, but he don't have, let's say he don't have a good enough strong leg or the accuracy to, you know what I'm saying, say like 45, 50 yards. You get somebody like Luke Jackson in there that can, you know what I'm saying, with the accuracy and the, you know what I'm saying, the boot to go with it. So that's the reason why you see it. But with that, it's they'll say, well, that's with nobody's not rushing them and stuff like that. And even if it's somebody was rushing him, he's pretty much automatic and clutch.
what happened, Mr. Moore? Dooley dropped the ball on that one, but we are not complaining. Not complaining at all. Not gonna complain at all. Um, let's go ahead and take a look at one of his kicks during practice. I think we should look at it because it's amazing. It's amazing. I don't know how you let that one go. But
Yeah,
that's why it's if look, as a coach, it's always best to not just say I'm going to come in and change everything. Make sure that you don't miss out on the diamonds in the rough.
I like the energy with those kids right now. I love the energy with those kids. Miss Veronica. That um, I think that the elder short he will play more this season. I think he'll play more. I think he'll be in a couple of packages, probably in a nickel package. But there's also a chance where he can actually uh compete for the start, for the starting
Oh, sorry.
cornerback position.
Okay. So I don't know if anybody heard me, but I have not decided on whether or not I'm going to actually show the game. Jackson State does have the game available on the Jackson State Sports Network. So I haven't decided yet. I wanted to quickly show you all Matt Knoll. He's a punter who's in the transfer portal right now.
Oh yeah, that's another guy I'm gonna tell you about.
Oh, yeah. Two-time All-MEAC, HBCU All-American, 2 years of eligibility plus a redshirt year available.
Say it, go get your boy. Go
And
get him.
you said go get him?
Yeah, man, that's Delaware State right there.
Oh,
Look at
okay.
that. That's Delaware. Look at that Delaware State connection we got.
Yeah, like that. That way. So
Hmm.
I'm not going to say that we're going to offer Matt Knoll, but I'm definitely advocating for him to be one of, I mean, that is a game changer right there. You're,
His
like you said, having a punter is a game changer. Just because if you're able to pin the other offense down in that red zone area and the defense being as dominant as we think that they will be, if you're able to pin them there, you're going to have a better chance at stopping them early.
analogy right there. Dang. No, I'm not saying that. Hey, no, but for real, Matt Nolan's longest punt was 80
Kobe!
yards. His longest punt was like 81 yards.
Kobe, come on the live. That's my Kobe. We need to have a talk, okay? Just tuna in. Did y'all talk about the quarterback yet? So for this particular live, we are not going to talk about the quarterback, and we're not going to talk about the wide receivers because
I'll
there's
talk
two.
about it tonight for me.
Huh?
I'll talk about it tonight on my show.
Oh yeah, I can't like the wide receiver room. I think we have what 15 wide receivers. 15 at least. You have. Let's see if I can name at least 10 of them off the top of my head. You got Kobe Paul, um, Mike Williams, which is coming in, Isaiah Spencer, Isaiah Kendall. I think that I think that Seven McGee is he playing wide receiver this year?
He's pretty much a utility person. That man play wide receiver, running back, kick return, punt return.
Fortillion,
Yeah.
Fortillion. Um,
Hmm.
what?
You got
Dang,
Rico.
Rico
You got
Powers,
Rico, Ruck. You,
Rucker,
mm-hmm.
Rico Powers.
Stud Steel.
Uh, there are actually some players that we don't even I saw them and I started doing my research, but there's some people that you haven't even met that are on the team because they did have um tryouts for players to walk on and make the team and they're practicing. Brandon Johnson, Juju Smith. I mean, good Lord, Smith, Johnson.
Yeah.
And you know what? Coach TC Taylor did point out Johnson, Hunt, Gaden. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that's 13. That's
That
13 right
yep,
there at wide receiver.
yep.
And I don't have any offensive schemes. So I'm going to run it back one last time, go through it all real quick, just in case somebody wants to add anything, they have anything to say. And then we out. I'm in and I'm out. I'm not going to be long winded. Oh, I want to go over this one, of course. Let me see. TC. So I was listening to the replay of Jeff Lightsey, my friend Jeff Lightsey. I was listening to his live, and they were talking about, oh, Coach TC Taylor, he doesn't have any coaching, da 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 da. He hasn't been a head coach. Whoa, 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 whoa. Slow up there.
Right.
Slow up there, please.
Slow your roll. Slow your roll.
So, Coach TC Taylor has been coaching for over 20 years. So, the game tomorrow is free. Parking is $20. You can go to, let me make that announcement real quick. I will pull it up so that you guys know where to go for parking
They're
or
gonna be
what
tailgating
website.
tomorrow too.
Oh, yeah, tailgate and everything. It's basically you're getting a free game, because the band's going to be there. I'm pretty sure there's going to be well over 300 plus recruits. It's junior day. I don't even know what the junior day is all inclusive of, but I would think that there's probably going to be maybe close to 600 to 800 students from all different community colleges and high schools that'll come to this game. We can do that real quick. I can go over that. But the spring game is free. So the only thing you have to pay for is your food and your parking. So let's go over that real quick. So this is gotigers.com. So if you have any type of questions regarding parking or anything else, gotigers.com. It's like a big sign and it'll say football spring information. So the gates open at noon. Seating is general admission, so first come, first serve. You want to get a good seat, you better be there at 12. It starts at 3. The tailgate lots are open in a couple of hours. If you didn't already reserve for parking, then you're just going to have to pay.
Yep. I think this was all discussed too on Ken.
Huh?
Talk show too. I think this was all discussed too on Ken Talk Show because I know he's been
Oh yeah.
about that before.
So just if you have any questions, go tigers.com. If you are not like me, I'm not there, but if you still want a chance to watch the game, it is being broadcasted. Jackson State Sports Network. Here it is right here. They have the blue and white spring game, and right now it is set to stream at 3:30. So the game's supposed to start at 3 or maybe, I don't know. And it says 40% chance of rain as of now. You can't stop the rain. They might, okay, so they might have been right for the head coach, but basically what we're saying is Coach TC Taylor had a chance to, at a higher level, meaning at the college level, he was able to get experience, a lot of experience at the college level. The most Coach Prime has done is his 7-on-7 or his little league football, and then his son's high school team. It's like a world of difference. And that's why it was important for Coach Prime to make sure that he had those people in place as far as his coaching staff who's been there, done that. All right.
Look good.
Next up. And then it says the weather. Let's look. Yeah, rain, sleet, or snow. I'll be there. Yeah, let's go ahead and look up that. Now, Jackson State ain't never been scared of no rain. For sure. Let's say it says it does say that it's supposed to rain tomorrow. Just as long as they're not like thunderstorms. That's the only thing I'm concerned about. If it's not a thunderstorm, then it should be good.
Right.
So it says there's a 51% chance of mixed clouds, possibility for severe, chance of rain 50%. So that's what that says, 50%. It's going to be very humid. So if you got a blowout, you might as well. You're not going. If you have a blowout, it's not going to make it. Can we bring umbrellas in the stadium? The last time when they knew it was going to rain, they allowed that and ponchos. Rain used to be kryptonite to the great JSU squad. It wasn't kryptonite the last time. Wasn't we playing Southern when it was raining? Yeah, they wanted a forfeit, didn't they?
They had a whole lightning delay. They were getting beat by 20-something points.
They wanted a do-over. They said, this rain, we can't finish the game. All right, so for everybody who's just now tuning in, I've got about 10 more minutes, and we're going to go rush through this thing one more time, one more again. So this is the 2023 spring football mock formation. And basically what I did was I placed together just like somebody would do a mock draft. It doesn't mean that that's what it is. It's just something that I compiled because I wanted people to know that Jackson State, we've been beating the SWAC and we're going to continue to beat the SWAC. And with these new upgrades that we got, we're going to win the Celebration Bowl. Yeah, what you think about that 4-3-4?
As far as what? The defense?
Well, Coach TC Taylor said on his interview, he said the front four. In his interview, he said it. He said the front four. So if he says the front four, that means 4-3, don't it?
You could do 4-3. You could do 4-2-5. You could do a 44, but that's only for runs. I mean, it's plenty of defensive fronts you can.
I think their main one is gonna be the 4-3, though, the 4-3-4, just because of the players that they have, and we've seen that rush.
I'm saying just like this, yeah, just that rush. Coach Bradley with that rush, and he was defensive line coach at Alcorn. He gave our offensive line picks. They were seeing Malachi Bailey in a sleep the day after. Like he gave our offensive line picks.
I think that it's interesting for Coach Bradley. I feel like the defense that he has now is what he needed in order to fully execute the defense that he had at Alcorn. He wants to execute it at Jackson State at a high level, and he has the talent to do it. Not to knock on Alcorn, but what I'm saying is you're going to see that implementation and the difference. Never. Blue said, I don't know when it's going to come. We don't know either because it's not going to come. Their fan base is going to be going insane. Listen, if we have to hear, which on a weekly basis, you're going to get about, I would say, 5 to 10 petty posts about us after we done beat them for 2 years in a row. They already be going at us with no, what is your motivation? You haven't beat us yet. So why are you doing that? All right. So I already talked about why the 4-3 defense, why I felt like that was the best starting defense. Listen, I'm all for it. So this is in the secondary, which I haven't done a secondary either because we have a lot of great players at secondary. You got Tim Stewart is in the secondary. Batman Bruce Mitchell is in the secondary. 3-star Nyreek Sharp is in the secondary. There's so many different players that are in the secondary that I haven't even done the DBs. So DBs, wide receivers, running backs, I have not done any of those. But we can talk about 5, 6, 7, and 8. So
I like that. I like
well,
that.
5, 6, 7, and
5,
8.
6, 7, 8. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the secondary that I have actually on here. And if you go to Jackson State football, if you go to their YouTube channel, 5, which is Wiggins, he was mic'd up and they lined up. Kendrick Wiggins is number 5. It's Asias Guthrie's number 6. Keedron Culligan's number 7, and then Jalen Hughes is number 8. I do want to point out that Frankie Dunn was in practice yesterday, and he actually caught an interception. But I don't know what number Frankie Dunn is, but yeah, he caught an interception. And True Thompson is still there. I inadvertently had him at the offense as a offensive tackle, but I think the 4-star DB from Campbell will get an offer. Oh, you're talking about who's that? Rouse? Who is that? Mm-hmm. So, that's what I was trying to say. Like, people are like, oh, y'all done fell off. Y'all done fell off. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of these 11 players were already on the team.
Man, that's crazy.
And then, like somebody just pointed out, we still have True Thompson. You still have Jacob Humphreys, which is number 98. I always pointed out that 97, 98, and 99 are still there. And Blue said that Rouser is going FBS. Just a heads up. It's good to offer, but he locked in on a Power 5. The defensive tackle could be a major target for JSU. Yeah. I didn't forget about Scion either. And Scion is actually already on campus. So he's already, Scion and Batman are already on campus. Nyreek is a 3-star. Scion and Batman, if I remember correctly, both of them are 3 stars. Yep. Scion had his star dropped a little, but when we were recording him, he was a 3-star. So these are all freshmen. Scion and Batman, they were early enrolls. And no drop off. And why I'm honing in on the defense so heavily is because if you can't score on Jackson State, which we can talk about Shedeur Sanders all day. Yes, he was great. Yes, he did put up amazing numbers. But the defense especially in that year one with Shador, they were saving us a lot. Came in the next year and redid it again. So a lot of these players, even though they weren't necessarily starters, they were still being switched out. Who is Batman? Bruce Mitchell. His name is Bruce Mitchell. Um, Batman is battle tested coming out of Dallas Fort Worth.
Mm-hmm.
And so somebody pointed out Philip Webb. That's the thing. And for this particular slide that I did, I just pulled some people out and, put it together. All of these players are interchangeable with other players, which is so great. This doesn't necessarily mean that this will be the starting defense, but we have so many players, just switch them out. Oh, Sion's a 4-star. What about that LSU defensive tackle transfer?
Yeah.
It's not about Philip Webb.
Yeah, Philip Webb. When it comes to that, that's the reason why. That's the reason why TC they recruited the depth. They wanted to keep it because you know switch out defense. You know what I'm saying? You switch out your defensive line, switch out your linebacker, switch out your cornerback. Um, basically to let them know like we got wave after wave of bodies coming to stop your offense.
Right. And so another thing that I want to point out is some games you're going to see certain people starting at that D line that don't always start at others. It depends on the film as well. So you have some offenses that are run heavy. So Alcorn was a great example. They were pretty much run heavy. Grambling, definitely. And that's just because of their quarterback play and then who they had on their team. So based on, I think they said, well, Blue go to a spring game this past
Blue was
weekend,
in
and
Blue
and
was
they were real.
Blue was at Alabama A&M this past weekend.
I think, were they pass heavy or run heavy?
They're more run heavy.
That's what I was
A&M
saying.
is a run heavy team. They have a QB, Xavier Langford, who can throw the ball, but because I think his offensive line was kind of inexperienced and he didn't have the necessary receivers on the team, um, he had to run more. And plus, when you have, like I said, when you have a running back that's 6'1", 230 pounds, and Donovan Eagley, that's a transfer from Michigan State, of course you're gonna run the ball. You're gonna run the ball with him regardless.
Okay. Yeah. So in those situations, you're definitely not going to be starting with a 4-3. You're definitely going to be at 5-2 because you want for the defensive line up front to be heavy up at the front. That's important. So you don't want anybody to get by.
Especially
So,
when you play a team like Encore, um, when you play a team like Encore, who relies based solely on one running back in Jarvion Howard, you're gonna try to load that box up. You gotta load up the box to stop him. He is a big load to bring down.
Zoe, what up, Zoe?
My brother Zoe, what's going on, man?
Um.
I
Oh,
do.
Split City. Kobe said Imba is back in the portal. Now look, how are these players back in the portal? I didn't actually do an actual show on it. I did like some on our Saturday Night Live, but some of these, I guess this would be. I'm wondering if this is his first time as a transfer.
Who is
Listen,
this?
Imba. We were
Who?
trying to get him back last year, and he went to. I think he went to Auburn, maybe.
Oh,
Um, second year, or maybe he went to Mizzou. It was either Auburn or Mizzou. Um, second time transfers, you have to be a graduate, and that's why a lot of the players that are entering the transfer portal from Jackson State, if they've already transferred from like an FBS team and they came to Jackson
mhm.
State,
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, more like 99.9%, if they are entering into the transfer portal, that means they have the means to graduate from Jackson State, which also means that um, we are going to congratulate them because they're still Jackson State alum. So shout out to anybody who's entering in that transfer portal for the second time and y'all plan on playing for this next upcoming season because you will still be a graduate of the I love. So portal, they made the portal open for such a short amount of time.
Well, because you have a
They're gonna
lot of
tell
new
these
players
players,
coming
y'all
in.
gonna get out and you're gonna get where you need to go and you need to get there now.
Yeah, they're trying to get it to where they do these coaches do exit interviews, exit meetings, evaluations, and so that's really why the portal for this time is it's so short.
I was looking, I was like, we're you better have some damn good linebackers to run a 5-2 defense. It's a running back breakthrough that D is a wrap. In the Celebration Bowl, you gave up 500 yards, and with this defense, you'll give up 600. Me act
Mike,
my
Mike.
if it's one person that's gonna come on my live and talk some mess, it's me act Mike. And I didn't just realize that you know what? If it's he gonna talk some mess now, it's just
That's my boy
that's
right
what he
there, man.
do.
That's my guy right there. I want to see. I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna see what Morgan State do tomorrow because they got their
This
spring game tomorrow
this is
also.
big cap on the app. Big cap. Listen, I'm not even getting ready to go in there. I heard Queenis Miller may be coming back. Who said that?
Nah,
Miak Mac
nah.
always starting stuff. Yeah, that's why I'm gonna let's go to this next slide. I'm gonna ignore him. You know what? I'm gonna ignore him because I'm looking at this screen. I'm looking at the next screen and the next screen and the next screen, and I don't see nothing but stars. Somebody said, what are you guys gonna do now that Prime is gone? Where are all the stars? And we're going through them. All these stars.
The stars are in the sky, so you know what I'm saying.
The stars are on
we
our
got
team. We got
we
plenty.
got football players.
We got 4 stars, 3 stars, 2 stars, and just stars. So, linebacker update. Now, listen, if you don't see your son on this slide and you are a parent, please do not come into my inbox getting on me. We have Javarian Jenkins, Jace Ward. Jace Ward's not even on campus yet. He's coming. Alan Walker is an early enroll. He transferred from LA Tech, or actually, I think he graduated and then came to LA Tech. And Noah Bouye, he's graduating and coming he'll be here. I want to say, I don't know if he's going to be here in August or May. Some of these kids are
I
coming
think
early for
I
summer
can
too.
talk. If I could call. I could talk to his dad. Um, and see when he's coming. I think he said he was gonna come in the summer.
Jamon McNeil just decided to commit. When was that? Last week.
Hmm.
Ward is also a tight end. Yep. It says it on there, Mr. Garrett. It says linebacker / tight end. I got it covered. Irv Mulligan's still down here in the low country. He just added me on Facebook and was promoting his party. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah. He said the portal is dangerous. Listen, if it's one thing we don't need nobody sometiming. We don't need no fair weathers, okay? We want someone who is disciplined and
That's crazy. He stayed in the portal the whole time he left Jackson. That's crazy. That is crazy.
I gotta get my charger.
Go ahead. Mhm.
The
Really
state of
do.
Alabama might start playing in state teams for spring games next year for college football. I mean, did you guys see what Auburn's spring game looked like? It did
Look
not
like
look. It looked like a ghost
look
town.
desolate.
There might have
Look
been
desolate.
5 people in there, and that was the staff at the half of them was the staff at the stadium. That's not a dig.
Blue, what's up with your alma mater, man? Why it look like you only had two people at the
That's not a
stadium?
dig at Auburn, but what we're saying is we don't need. They're doing that because they need to draw fans to those games. Jackson State doesn't need to draw those types of. We don't have to draw. We don't have to do that. I'm expecting at least 20,000. I wonder how many students are going to be there because it's junior day. So I'm wondering if there's going to be 400 to 500 recruits and then maybe, I don't know, another 500 to 600 student athletes. Um,
Hmm.
Kobe said that Morgan is doing good with their content. I saw some great content from TSU as well.
Grambling is still up there as always. Is right now. You got I'm looking at Lane putting out some content. Lane College. Um, haven't seen too much on Howard yet, but you know
Jacksonville coach said, "Is Bama or
they
Bama coming in with that $1 million? They'll play a spring game." So basically, what they want to do is play a game that doesn't mean anything that they can get some money. I could see that, like a week 0. Blue was at Alabama A&M spring game last weekend, and if you go on his page and look at his YouTube, he has a lot of great interviews and insight. It'll be great for us to be able to pick apart on what they got, and what they got ain't what we got. That's why I'm not worried.
like, I can say this about their defense. Uh, even though it was like he said, like last week it was raining. They were flying around the ball. Um, um, Quincy Casey is recovering from surgery, so you won't really see
Quincy
him
Casey has a surgery.
until yeah surgery on. I think it was the
Wait, Quincy Casey that used to play for Jackson State?
no he didn't play in the
Are you
spring
talking
game.
about Quincy Casey that used to play for
Um,
Jackson State? What Quincy Casey?
yep,
I know that wasn't
Quincy Casey.
QB1, but that wasn't QB1 though, right?
Now QB1 was Xavier Lang,
Oh, okay.
and he looked Langford. Like I said, Langford looks good. You know what I'm saying? Playing. Now they will, like Blue told me, they will have problems with. They got a freshman
Junior, I do have Junior on my other. Let me see. We can't hear you. You're
that
breaking up.
play.
I do got Junior on one of my things. Let me see. He's a Junior Hilimi is a middle
They lost in
linebacker, and he's a JUCO transfer. So Blue, I wonder if Junior Hilimi. I wonder if that's the Mike you're talking about. We already have because Junior is a middle linebacker. He's a JUCO transfer.
Junior's from Snow, right?
Huh?
He's from Snow Community College.
I don't know. I just remember he committed because he's on this paper right here. You know, when I did my other. Yep. So I think that's great. I'm going to go now because, oh, let me make an announcement. I am getting ready to start offering memberships soon. They'll be rolling out soon. I finally got what is it, monetized. So I will be offering memberships soon. Um turn your notifications on because I will be breaking down. It's just so many. There's probably about 15 wide receivers and then probably about 10 to 15 DBs too. So I plan on breaking those down probably after the spring game. And then of course, you know that correct. They are broadcasting the spring game on JSU Network, which I showed everybody that it's right here. Jackson State Sports Network. It will roll out Saturday at 3:30 p.m. and that's Central Time. So that means that it'll be 4:30 Eastern Time. BJ Washington is going to be a dog. Yes, and BJ Washington, if I remember correctly, although he's transferring from a, a different college, he actually is out of Madison Central. So Madison Central has BJ Washington, Braxton Barney, which I didn't bring up. Braxton Barney isn't he on the defense side? I think Braxton Barney's a defensive tackle.
Yeah,
Let me pull that up.
Mr. Barney is the defensive end for
Here,
the
I'm
Jackson
gonna
State
pull it
Jaguars.
up right here because I have this particular. It's on this particular slide. Braxton, BJ Washington. BJ Washington's a defensive back. Isaiah Spencer's a wide receiver. Braxton Barney is defensive end, 6'4", 223 pounds. Let me pull that up. So I actually did have them on there. That's what's up. I didn't even realize I had that one. So this is the Madison Central recruiting. And you know what? There's probably going to be about, I would say, everybody and their mama is going to be from Madison Central and from all these local high schools and all the community colleges are going to turn out tomorrow. I don't know if you were able to see. They'll say, thank you for the invite, blowing up on Twitter. But there are so many young men that are class of 2024 and beyond that are coming to Jackson State on official and unofficial visits. So with that being said, I anticipate 25,000 plus in those stands tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
This is the most you talked first time, even in women's basketball. That Madison Central pipeline is of supreme importance. And that's not even just with football. It's also important with basketball, too. Yep, I have
Oh yeah,
Cook.
Stanley
Well,
Cooks.
Cooks, I got that one too. Let me go ahead and pull it up so somebody don't inbox me and say, why you ain't had my baby on there? I got him too. Because you know they coming. They're going to be like, you didn't put my baby on there. Yes, I did. I just have to find him. Bloop. Here he is right here. Oh, y'all can see it. There he is right there. That's Mr. Cooks. Stanley Cooks, 6'2", 305 pounds, defensive tackle. He's committed. Not necessarily. So he's coming in the summer. A lot of these players are coming in the
Yeah,
summer.
yeah, a lot of them coming in the summer. The ones that signed at the regular national signing day on the original national signing day in February are going to be here either in the summer or yeah, they'll be in the summer because you can't come in the fall because by the time that's you lost your spot.
You said what now?
They'll be here in the summer,
Oh,
so
okay.
they'll be here for summer one.
Hmm. And I'm also going to do a basketball update because we did have some commits for men's basketball. We had a couple commits. So tune in tomorrow. We might do a pregame show probably before the game.
Okay,
And
I will.
the boom will be there in full effect.
Hmm.
You know, there's some people who come specifically to see the band. So when are you gonna get a chance to see the band in full effect for free?
Right.
Reynolds has academic All American look. Okay. They report in May.
They report in May because yeah, graduation is April the 29th this year.
Okay.
Uh, but ooh, yeah, bless you, young man, bless you. But tonight, catch catch me tonight. We're talking about some more teams that's gearing up for a spring game this weekend. The craziness still follows as far as spring games being on the 15th. Majority of all spring games being on the 15th. You have a lot of small schools that's got their spring games to tomorrow and do a preview games for the spring games on the 22nd. Um, also, um, Saturday, I guess will you be available Saturday?
Oh, you talk about for the after show?
Yes, ma'am.
Of course. Yep. So Saturday Night Live will have a recap, but Saturday is definitely going to be a lot of stuff happening. $10 if it says if you name 6 MEAC teams. Okay, I can do that. South Carolina State,
That's one.
North Carolina Central,
That's two.
Norfolk,
That's three.
Norfolk State, right?
Yeah,
Delaware State.
that's four.
How many is that?
Four.
Um, Morgan State
That's five.
and Howard.
That's six.
Boom.
And that's she named all the six football playing schools. She didn't even get it to Coppin or Eastern Shore.
Name all of the football teams that own. They only have 6. I just did, Mr. Moore. Now let's name how many. Everybody in the chat, name how many times Southern dropped some Easter eggs last season.
Woo. Woo. They dropped one against Texas, Texas Southern. They sure dropped one against Jackson State.
Dang. No,
They
okay.
dropped.
All right.
They
So
dropped two of
anyway,
them things.
y'all, I'm gonna stop being petty. I'm not gonna be petty. Thank you all for tuning into my show. Make sure y'all hit the notification button. That's what I was telling you, and you did it. You so petty. Now you know I'm petty, Mr. Moore. I'm gonna have to get on Southern. Blue is wrong for that. Dooley's name got two eggs in it. Even Holmes had four players at JSU with DQ hosting his old teammates. I live by Howard. Okay. Somebody said don't stop being petty. Yeah, I'm
We
gonna
don't
be
never
petty.
stop being
Just smile,
petty.
slim slide. So don't forget, tomorrow is gonna be like game day. My son has a soccer practice in the morning, but hopefully I'll be able to do the wide receivers. That's a tall order.
Yeah, that's a
Because I
lot
gotta
to
get
do.
everybody. You can't forget somebody's picture because they mama will come in the DM and say, "Hey, you forgot my son."
You forgot my son.
Oh
Oh,
Lord.
so as we leave out, of course, in my regular fashion, I definitely want to play some Jackson State music. You gotta get the Jackson State band going. This is Mr. Moore's favorite time of the year, of course, is to listen to the Jackson State band. Right, Mr. Moore? And don't forget tomorrow, tune in. You have to let your son host the show. Oh Lord. We'll have to talk about that. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thanks, Doc, for coming on the show. If I'm back from the monster truck show, I'll come on yours.
All right. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow night.
All right.
Peace out.